I think it's over 40 degrees Celsius in the studio right now, so forgive me for looking like this. Greetings, adventurous travelers and fellow keepers of the lake. How are you all doing? Welcome back. You know, I am very much obsessed with music in my games. I know a lot of my fellow GMs don't really put a lot of thought into it. They play something on YouTube like an hour or 2 hour long playlist and just run with it. But I am a musician, and for me music is very important, and it not only helps my players focus more, but it also helps me feel the rhythm, you know, feel the vibe that I'm going for. Mostly I decide what I'm gonna play before the game, and then when I play it I can like reconjure that moment when I was prepping the scene that I'm going for, and it really helps. When you hear that sad music and you just know something heartbreaking is going to happen. Maybe an NPC that everyone loved died, or even worse, backstabbed the players. And now everyone is feeling the strong emotions. You can really ride the track that you're playing. And a fun fact is, my first video on this channel is me trying to fix this problem. I wanted there to be a soundboard and not pay 200 euros for a couple of buttons. So I started thinking, can I make a keyboard into a soundboard? Yes, I tried it. It worked pretty well. This was the first prototype. You see, I did all the little buttons by hand. This one couldn't really solve all my problems because, as you can see, I cannot change what is on the keyboard. So I think I did the video on this one as well. There is like Velcro on all the keys and you can print them and swap them, and this one is actually wireless, and it had, I think I've reached a professional record for the most things dropped on this channel. So yeah, it has a mount on the back, so I can mount it on one of those microphone stands and have it next to me while I jamming. I feel like in a plane cockpit. It's very, very fun to use. But again, you need a Windows computer, you need to have a package for all these sounds, and what if you want to arrange them differently? It is a pain to use. So I wanted to go smaller. And this was my daily driver for the longest time. I can swap between two modes on numlock, and yeah, you can see that I have like 2 sounds per button, and they are also removable, so it's also Velcro, you see? Boop. Then I lost my Windows PC. I could not get my program to work on Mac. I would probably need to sit down and rewrite everything. I will leave the link in the description if you want to get my thingy for Windows and make your own DIY soundboard on a keyboard. But for most situations, what do we have that we all carry in our pockets? Well, a phone. The disclaimer is actually that this is a paid app. It costs about 5 euros, which is a single payment thingy. It is free on the App Store, but you will get ads, and no one wants ads in their fantasy campaign. If you want to go deeper into the topic of sound management in general in TTRPGs, I do have a very in-depth video about that. It doesn't go into the specific tools for managing music, but more like how do you craft the landscapes of sound to enhance the immersion in your games. It's pretty cool stuff. So yeah, this is the one, custom soundboard. As you can see, it is not very well graded. I don't know why people are expecting something crazy from it, but it actually works. The things that I really need in my app is the ability to change volumes of every sound, to have fade-ins and fade-outs, even like cut some part of the sound and play that. Like, these are essential for me, and I need the way to label them. So I would have different soundboards, and you can see here I have this one called Stihia. That is one of the campaigns that I'm running. I would add different soundboards for different campaigns or different settings. On my new phone that is recording right now, I would have one for Redmark, our TTRPG, that you can check in the description as always. And when you enter it, you can see here I have a ton of sounds. Most of these sounds are actually just from freesound.org, from other websites. I will put them all in the description. Some are from YouTube. You can see here I have Dark Souls music, which really goes well with the campaign that we're running. Let's see. You hear how it had a fade in and a fade out. It's very important for any soundtrack you're gonna have, because, you know, if you just stop the music and it doesn't fade out and you play another track and you want them to like crossfade in between them, that's why fade in and fade out is important. And you can see here on these tracks, all the tracks that have fade in and fade out have this little triangle before the timestamp and after it. And of course, we have to have this one, right? Yeah. You just have to have something like that for those amazing combat scenes. These sounds, you can also have like a campfire thingy, crickets. And it is very important that when I press the same thing, it stops. So there is also a way to stop all the sounds by going to reset all sounds. You have a way to sort sounds manually, and I didn't really do that here. I just color coded them, and how you do that is you press here, edit, and now you can see all the things that you can do. You can select a file, record audio, set the volume. Usually I put my soundtracks at the lowest volume, ambient sounds like rain and like city background, that sort of stuff, at about half, and then all the, you know, one-time effects like a horse doing the horse sound or anything like that, I would put that at the highest volume. So I'm layering the sounds in a way. You have the fade options. 1 second is usually enough for all kinds of fading. Start sound at, stop sound at, this is the cutting part that I talked about, very useful. You can put a thumbnail there, but for most things I just think color is enough, and you can select a bunch of different colors here. And yeah, for the loop count, for some reason there is no indefinite looping, so just put like a big number in, like 3000. It's never gonna happen that you have to loop something 3000 times. And yeah, you can add multiple files as well, like just click here and it will take you to your, you know, your phone stuff, and then you can you should be able to find it. Like I think I have new soundboard pack and then music, and all these are things that I've added to the soundboard. That is a good one, and that is a good example of why you need the fade out thingy, because just cutting the scream there just doesn't feel right. The thing that you should know is whichever sound is playing here, if you go back to this screen, it stops playing, and you cannot have multiple categories of sounds here and then just swap. But everything else is just what I was looking for. There is a way, and this is very important, to create a backup of your whole thing. There are two options here, just go for the second one. It will copy all your sounds and the configuration into one file, one zip file, and then if you're changing phones or doing anything, see, I'm dropping things all the time. So if you're changing phones or anything like that, you can move all your stuff. You can also make packs that you put on your Google Drive, share it with other GMs. It is very accessible. I just think it's worth my money, and I know there are other platforms, but I don't want this to be on my computer. I don't want it to be one of the tabs in my browser, because I sometimes run from the laptop and I have a lot of tabs open. Oh my god, I'm completely wet. Summer, ladies and gentlemen. One thing that you should also have in mind is that if you lock your phone, sometimes this app stops like emitting sound and you have to restart the sound. This is because of battery saving things. So some phones have a setting to put apps to sleep. Yeah, you should disable this thing. And also sleeping apps, you know, you can just add an exception for your app. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, if you're using Mac and you don't want to be using this thingy but you want to go with a keyboard solution, you can use Soundplant, but bear in mind that if you click it, you will be typing on the computer. That is the thing I tried to solve with my first solution. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, any suggestions, any comments, you know where to leave those. In the description, as always, you will find a lot of useful links. I will now go and throw myself into an endless sea of sound. I hope to see you there. But until then, I bid you
farewell, keepers.